Hi, friend. Come on in. Sit down. You know the good chair is yours. Let me get you a cup of tea. Or do you still prefer that glass of red in the afternoons? I've got a bottle I've been saving for just the right company. There we go. Now, where was I? Oh, right. I promised you a story. And not just any story. This one's got everything. A bit of humor, a bit of romance, a dash of embarrassment, and, believe it or not, a lesson or two worth passing along. You know, turning 80 has a way of making you think about time. Not in the doom and gloom way, but in the how am I using it kind of way. And if I'm being honest with you, because you've earned that over all these years, I wasn't liking the answer I was coming up with a few years back. I'd slowed down. The walks got shorter, the naps got longer, and let's just say the parts of life that make it sweet, the laughter, the closeness, the mischief, were getting, well, less frequent. I didn't like admitting that to myself. I certainly didn't like the idea of admitting it to Evelyn. You remember Evelyn, right? Still has that laugh that sounds like she's been storing sunshine in her lungs for years. Well, she's never been shy about telling me when I'm not at my best. And she'd been dropping hints. Things like, we should go dancing again sometime, or when's the last time we took a long walk, just us? I'd smile and nod, but inside I knew the truth. I didn't have the pep I used to. My energy felt like a battery that could barely hold a charge. And my circulation, let's just say, winter wasn't the only reason my hands and feet were cold. Now, most guys my age shrug and say, well, that's just getting old. But I wasn't ready to surrender like that. There's a stubborn streak in me, you know that. And I wanted to feel alive again, not just awake. I wanted to walk up a hill without pretending I had to stop to enjoy the view. I wanted to surprise Evelyn by spinning her around the living room without worrying I'd throw my back out. And yes, I wanted to feel that spark again, the one that makes you grin at someone across the room for no reason at all. Funny how life has a way of sending you the right nudge when you need it. For me, that nudge came in the form of Harold. Good old Harold. We've been friends since the days when disco was king and neither of us had a wrinkle to our name. I ran into him one Thursday morning at the grocery store. There he was, striding down the produce aisle like he was auditioning for a commercial, cart piled high with what looked like half a rainbow. Beets, blueberries, pomegranates, dark chocolate, and fresh salmon. "Harold," I said, "planning to feed the entire neighborhood?" He grinned, that same mischievous grin he had back in our pool hall days. "Nope, just me, and maybe a friend if she's lucky." I raised an eyebrow. "All right, spill it. You've either joined a cooking show or you've lost a bet." "Neither," he said, leaning closer like he was about to share state secrets. "Paul, these 5 foods are my ticket to feeling 20 years younger." Now, I've heard my share of too-good-to-be-true pitches in my time. Usually they involve monthly subscriptions or someone's cousin selling miracle powders. But Harold wasn't the type to fall for nonsense, so I asked him what the deal was. Turns out, his doctor had told him he needed to improve his circulation. Blood flow, energy, vitality, all the stuff we start losing if we're not careful. Instead of grabbing a bottle of pills, Harold went looking for natural options. That's when he stumbled on 5 foods that could help. Beets, berries, dark chocolate, fatty fish, and pomegranates. "Come on," I said. "You're telling me a grocery list is going to turn back the clock?" "All I'm saying," Harold replied, "is that I sleep better, walk faster, and let's just say I've been getting fewer chances to watch late-night TV because I've been, well, busy." I laughed so hard I almost knocked over a display of apples. But then I saw it. He wasn't kidding. Harold looked brighter. His skin had color, his eyes had that spark. The man practically radiated energy. So, naturally, I decided to give it a shot. And that's where things got interesting. The first week was, well, messy. Beet stained my hands, my cutting board, and somehow even my shirt. I spent a solid 15 minutes wrestling a pomegranate before realizing there's a trick to it. And wild salmon? Let's just say I had to remind myself that my health was worth the price tag. Evelyn thought the whole thing was hilarious. She'd come over and find me in the kitchen, muttering to myself while peeling beets or chasing runaway blueberries across the floor. But she also noticed something. By the second week, my steps were quicker, my hands were warmer, and according to her, my smile looked a little more like the one I used to have. By the third week, I noticed something too. I wasn't dragging myself out of bed in the morning. The little hill on Maple Street didn't feel like climbing Everest anymore. I found myself humming while making breakfast, and not just because I'd gotten good at cooking salmon without setting off the smoke alarm. And then there was, well, you know, the kind of change that makes you remember why intimacy is worth keeping alive, no matter what your age. I'll just say Evelyn's visit started lasting longer, and leave it at that. It wasn't just the physical part, though. I felt lighter inside, more present. Conversations flowed easier, jokes landed sharper. Even the small things, like reaching the top shelf without groaning, made me feel like I'd stolen a few extra years from the clock. One night, Evelyn and I were sitting on the porch, the air warm and soft around us. We had a bowl of pomegranate seeds between us, and she leaned over and said, "Paul, I don't know what's gotten into you lately, but I like it." And in that moment, I realized something. This wasn't just about circulation. It was about refusing to fade. It was about choosing to stay in the game instead of watching from the sidelines. I thought about all the people our age and younger who have quietly accepted slowing down as their new normal. And I wanted to shake them and say, it doesn't have to be like that. Now, friend, before I go any further, I should probably tell you, you might want to grab a notepad, because I'm going to walk you through each of these 5 foods, how they work, and why they're worth making a habit. And no, I'm not selling anything. The only thing I'm pushing here is a little more life in your years. But here's the thing. While I'm telling you this, I'm telling every person out there listening to my voice that if you're getting something out of this, if you've been nodding along thinking, maybe I could use a bit of that spark, then you're exactly who I'm talking to. Hey, while you're here, do me a favor. Like this video, leave me a comment, and hit that subscribe button. Not because I'm chasing numbers, but because every time you do, it tells me these little porch conversations of ours are making a difference. All right, now, back to the good stuff. Friend, if what I shared before was just the beginning, now it's time to dive even deeper. By the time I'd been eating those 5 foods for a couple of months, something remarkable happened. It wasn't just about feeling better physically, which, believe me, was already a gift, but about reclaiming a part of life I thought was behind me. You know the lake we used to visit? The one with the old creaky pier and that funny little dock where we used to skip stones? I hadn't been there in years. One bright Saturday, Evelyn suggested we take a drive out there. The air smelled like fresh pine, and the water was so calm it looked like a mirror. She kicked off her shoes and stepped into the water without hesitation, and before I could stop myself, I was right beside her, pants rolled up, wading in with no aches, no numbness, just pure joy. We looked a bit ridiculous, sure, 2 old souls splashing like children, but I couldn't remember the last time I felt that free. My legs moved like they were 30 years younger, my heart felt full, and the warmth of Evelyn's hand in mine reminded me how alive connection really is. You see, improving your circulation is about more than just keeping your heart ticking or your feet warm. It's about reconnecting with life's pleasures, the sunlight on your skin, the laughter shared over a silly joke, the intimacy that grows when your body responds with enthusiasm, not hesitation. For a long time, I thought intimacy after 60 meant holding hands on the couch and maybe sharing a gentle kiss before bedtime. But when your energy comes back, so does your curiosity and playfulness. Evelyn and I have been rediscovering what it means to be close, to explore, to laugh until our sides ache. It's like finding a new song you didn't know was on the playlist. I get it. Some folks might think I'm romanticizing it, or maybe I'm just lucky. But here's the truth. These changes didn't happen overnight. They were built on small daily choices. Choosing to roast beets instead of reaching for chips. Picking fresh berries for dessert instead of a slice of pie. Letting dark chocolate be my afternoon treat instead of cookies loaded with sugar. Ordering salmon instead of fried fish at dinner. And savoring pomegranate seeds like little bursts of joy. Each choice felt like a vote of confidence in myself, like saying, I'm worth the effort. And that, friend, makes all the difference. You might be wondering exactly how these foods work their magic. Well, I've done a little digging, and here's the scoop in plain talk. Beets are loaded with nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, a gas that relaxes blood vessels, making it easier for blood to flow. That means better circulation, lower blood pressure, and more oxygen reaching your muscles and organs. It's like giving your veins a little tune-up. Berries, think blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, are packed with antioxidants called flavonoids. These protect your blood vessels from damage and help keep them flexible, so blood flows smoothly. Plus, they taste amazing, which doesn't hurt. Dark chocolate, especially the kind with 70% or more cocoa, has flavanols that boost blood flow and improve heart health. I like to think of it as a sweet reward for sticking with the plan. Just don't overdo it. A square or two is plenty. Fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and improve vascular function. They help keep your arteries healthy and your heart happy. Plus, they're delicious, especially when grilled with a bit of lemon. And pomegranates? Those ruby red seeds are packed with polyphenols that increase nitric oxide levels and help improve endurance and blood flow. Plus, popping those juicy seeds is oddly satisfying, almost like nature's candy. But the best part? These foods don't just work in isolation. Together, they create a powerful team that supports your circulation, energy, and yes, even your intimate moments. I'll be honest, it wasn't all sunshine and roses. There were days when I wanted to throw in the towel, reach for a donut, or just say, what's the point? I won't sugarcoat it. Changing habits at our age isn't easy. But each time I stumbled, Evelyn was there to remind me why I started. And every little victory, like climbing the stairs without stopping, or feeling warmth near my toes on a cold morning, felt like a celebration. And here's a little secret I want to share with you. It's never too late. No matter what your current habits are, or how long you've been feeling sluggish or disconnected, your body can surprise you. Mine did, and I promise yours can too. So friend, if you're still with me, here's what I want you to do. Start small. Maybe add a handful of berries to your breakfast tomorrow, or swap your usual dessert for a few squares of dark chocolate. Try roasting some beets this weekend, or grilling salmon instead of frying it. And if you're feeling adventurous, sprinkle some pomegranate seeds on your salad. These aren't magic pills, they're simple steps, but over time they add up, and I'd love to hear how it goes. Drop me a comment or send me a message. Tell me what you try, what you love, and what makes you smile. Before I let you go, let me share one last story. Not long ago, Evelyn and I went out dancing. Now, you remember me, right? Not exactly Fred Astaire, but this time I didn't worry about my two left feet. I just moved with the music, laughed at myself, and held her close. The blood was pumping, the lights were spinning, and for a few hours, age didn't exist. That night, I felt young again, not because of some fountain of youth, but because I was living, fully, joyfully, and with all the love I could muster. And that, dear friend, is the greatest gift of all.